Ahoy, ladies and gents, how are you doing? Let me grab that mic a bit closer. I'm only right as rain now. As Ronan Keating said, life is a corona coaster. You've just got to ride it. That should have been the government's motto from the very beginning of this bastard endless farrago of total clusterfucks. I cannot believe, after having now rode the corona coaster, that they actually closed the entire country down. I can't believe it. It's making me mad again. It's making me mad again. I've got to try and keep my blood pressure down. Ryan Carter's a first-time bootneck. How are you doing? Keep up the good work. Well, I don't know if it counts as work, but I'll take the compliment anyway. Susan's in, fucking wonky-faced, plasterer's radio-looking bitch. Who else is in? Let me relax and look at people who are like Kate. I like her. She's all right. Mark McCoy, Stevie Orton, Matt McCreel, Martin Wilding, Mark Thompson. There's lots of Marks in. We like nice, normal, big biblical names on this channel. Mark, Dave, John, Peter. You know, I don't want anyone following me called fucking Fifi, Trixie Bell, harpsichord, unicorn horn, or whatever it is the kids seem to rock these days. Robert Ewan's in as well, Two-Tone, Jeff Wedden, Alan Lloyd, Slim, Tess Darcy, Dave Petts, Commando 1, Ronan 0. I didn't see that coming. Online Killers in as well. And Ragnar, how are you doing? Yeah, so it turns out the reason I was yawning excessively on Friday was because we had the Rona. I didn't know or care enough to bother taking the test, but my missus did one on Saturday because she felt rough. And yeah, there you go. So we totally raped the entire Western world for 2 years. And apparently it was worth it. It was mega worth it. I've still got a bit of a lingering cough, of course. It was mega worth it, wasn't it? Blue Van Man's in. How you doing? Ann Lister, hello. Isn't it unbelievable? I mean, I honestly think, I don't know how many times I've had to say it in the last 2 years, but we're all conspiracy theorists now, aren't we? Like, as usual, the old man was right. I always say, you know, when you're in your 20s, your dad tells you something, and he says, listen to me, son, I'll tell you what to do. Well, you've got some spare money. You want to use this. You want to do this with it. And you go, yeah, fuck you, old man. What do you know, square? See you later, pops. And the next thing, you turn like 35 and you go, bugger me, the old bastard was right about everything. It was right about everything. This is, I suppose, it's the circle of life, isn't it? Because I'm assuming nobody ever listens to the dad when they're 18. When you're 18, you think you know everything, don't you? You think that you know everything when you're 18. You're convinced of it. You sort of start thinking that you're the only one who's ever been through this stuff. I mean, it's so cliched and boring now. It makes me think about I'm being a bit harsh on all of the young people now, you know, slagging them off all the time, because we were probably the same. All right, there's a lot of people with daddy issues in the chat, Blue Van Man included. Well, I suppose what I'm getting at then is, as long as your dad wasn't a thick twat, let's just leave it at that, right? Some dads are thick twats, but generally speaking, you don't listen to your parents when you're young, and it's the circle of life. Because when you're 18, you think you're a widehead, and you think you know everything, and you think you're a clever bastard, and you're arrogant, and then you get to about 35, and you go, oh yeah, he was right about everything. That's certainly how it panned out with me. So he's always took the piss out of me and said, you call me a conspiracy theorist. And over the last sort of 10 years, me and him, I must have argued about that in the pub about 100 times. He was always on the conspiracy of everything, side of everything. And I was always arguing with him. And now it's got to the point where I'll just have to shut up. I mean, I probably won't tell it to his face, but I'll just have to shut up and listen to him, because I'm convinced now, having ridden the Corona coaster, I'm convinced that it was all orchestrated. Like, I genuinely think that now. And I haven't thought I've ever been on the right side of conspiracy theories for me all life. But do you know what is such a compelling argument, I think? is twofold. Like, it just makes you feel weird in a way that is totally unlike the cold or the flu. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel as if it was like knocked up in a fucking laboratory by a mad scientist. It just sort of feels that way. Like when my missus said, "Oh yeah, positive for that," I was like, it just feels like a mad scientist invented this. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't quite feel like a cold or the flu. A little bit weird, like a little bit sweaty and a little bit tired, but sort of like in a synthetic way. Like, yeah, almost like, I'll tell you how I say this, because it felt like I didn't feel rough, but I felt like sort of tired. And it made me feel exactly how I felt the first time I ever went to America and I drank about 25 cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon, you know. And I mean, you could tell me if that's synthetic. It tastes like Carlin Black Label mixed with petrol. It's a side of meths. It's the worst drink ever. And when I drank 25 cans of Pabst, I woke up the next morning feeling like that. There's just something weird about it. So that's what swung it for me. And then you think as well about the motivation to do it. It can't be a coincidence that it was right when Trump was saying, "We're going to show the Chinese who's boss. They've been taking the piss out of us for years. I'm not having it." So there's your cause right there. There's your root cause analysis. Why wouldn't there? Like, I think there's a definite motivation there to stitch Trump up, because basically it was COVID that did it for Trump. The general public are not very bright, and they just want a fall guy. And the whole campaign around Biden's campaign before Trump got booted out proves it, because he just kept saying, I mean, you look back now and it makes me angry again, the neck on these people. When Pelosi, she actually went on TV with a straight face and said, yeah, it's the Trump virus. You know, which is one of the other things that turned me from being an on the fence, not a never Trumper, but I wasn't exactly a Trump. I still haven't voted for Trump, but that sort of made me go from not liking him to thinking, well, I prefer him to you fuckers, because that's just like brazen and childish. Like, it had nothing at all to do with him at all. All the funding apparently was all put in place years before Trump ever took office. The virus came from China, and they were going, "Oh, it's the Trump virus." And when Biden was saying, "Oh, Trump's killed 300,000 people," as if nobody else died in the rest of the world. Like, the whole thing was blatantly infantile to a level that I found quite disturbing. That a wizened old husk, that fucking disgraceful, despicable, self-serving snake with tits, Nancy Pelosi, would go on TV and say, "Oh, it's the Trump virus." Like he just made it in his fucking bathtub and then started injecting babies with it. It really was shameful political attacks on a fellow American. It was the Chinese. What do you mean it's the Trump virus? Like he made it in a lab under fucking Trump Tower. It's so ridiculous. So to me, that's what happened. And then have you also noticed Brexit? There's a second link in the chain. Brexit. They're basically using what we are now living in, the upcoming worst economic downturn you're probably ever going to see in the Western world, ever. Unless they do it again. China. Yeah, that's right, kid. China. It was China. Everybody knows it was fucking China. It wasn't Trump, was it? So we're now in the most unprecedented economic downturn. Oh, it's going to get bad. You think it's bad now? It's fucking going to get bad. You don't print money and lock everybody in their house for as long as we did and don't absolutely annihilate your economy. Like, you think it's bad now? It's gonna. This is just. If we're halfway through a bout of sexual sadomasochism, we're only at the beginning. They have it. All they've done, right, is lubed up and put the gimp suit on. We're at that point. You haven't even started with the candle wax on the nipples the blowtorches and the fucking big spiky dildos and the deep heat. Like, we aren't even at the fucking tough point now. He's literally just lubed up and squeezed himself into his gimp suit. You wait until the big spiky dildo covered in deep heat gets kicked in your shit locker with a pair of fucking size 12 divers boots, because it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna absolutely twat us. And this is what I'm talking about, the second link in the chain. You know what they're blaming for all of it? Yeah, you guessed it. Brexit. It's like Brexit, which got voted for 8 years ago and then went through ages ago. And now it's starting to bite. They're going, Brexit, I did. It's like you couldn't make it up. As if you can't just simply Google EU economy and look at a spreadsheet and see what's going on in the rest of Europe. They're trying to claim as if the whole reason everything's totally gone tits up with the economy is Brexit. Like, as if in Germany and France and Spain and Italy and Greece, everyone's absolutely loving life. They're all at the titty bars and going on water slides. And, just what else? You can tell I'm northern. This is what I associate with wealth: titty bars and water slides. What else? All the spam you can eat. Drinking Stella instead of Lidl's Best. What else? What do rich people do for fun? I don't even know. Well, we'll just go with titty bars and water slides. And it's all getting blamed on Brexit. Like, you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. What's going around on Twitter today? Anyway, let's have a look. Because I like to be amused by Twitter. Hopefully libs of TikTok still posting, because they make me piss myself laughing every day. There's Middlesbrough's Mayor Andy Preston with obviously some Middlesbrough kids who local mega from Middlesbrough. Probably, a couple areas high-fiving some fucking Syrians. Give it 10 years, he'll be running into the local supermarket with a Kalashnikov. Get in. Nice one. Fucking loving it. Santa Barbara Zoo. Who cares? Don't know why I'm following them. Why am I following them? Because I went once. Fuck off. I don't like giraffes. They're all communists as well. I'm not going to see any communist giraffes. Everyone's a lefty arsehole in Santa Barbara. So I'm not going in there anymore. They're gone. Toby Young, he's sound. Been claimed that energy from wind will be vastly cheaper than from gas by the late 2020s. Bullshit, Mr. Handman. Bullshit, Mr. Handman. I don't need to click on it, Toby. Toby, I respect what you're doing, but I don't need to click that link because I can do basic maths. You don't need to see any links. This is what I keep telling you. When you debate with some delusional head full of fresh air and dog shit, left-wing woke arsehole, and they tell you stuff, you know that it's bollocks before they even get to the end of the sentence. I don't need to click on that because it's common sense. You don't allow them to obfuscate any of the points they make. The facile, childish, stupid, ignorant, brain-dead, shit-for-brains, commie cunts. You don't allow them to even engage you with fake numbers and fake statistics from fake statisticians or Neil Ferger twat or anybody else who is a political ideologue masquerading as a fucking numbers guy. I mean, it's complete bollocks. This is why everybody got so annoyed with that arrogant little pipsqueak, head like a fucking crab apple with a face on it. That little fucker, wrinkly foreskin face Fauci, right? The reason everybody got pissed off with that arrogant little fucking poison dwarf is because he kept saying, science. If you disagree with me, you disagree with science. As if a bloke who isn't paid by the government wouldn't lie. I mean, it's literally that simple, isn't it? In life, when you're having an argument with someone and they say, give me a reasonable statistic, you used to be able to do it with things that were hard science, like how many people have died of AIDS in the last 10 years? Oh, okay, I'll get you the numbers. You can do something like that because it used to be that things like something as simplistic as life and death was outside of the sphere of politics. But when you're talking about something like the COVID response, which was explicitly and aggressively political, nobody has the right to claim they're speaking for science because everybody lies. If it was outside of politics, like, has Granny had a Sunday dinner yet? Yeah, you can. There's a definitive answer. But when it's something that's linked to geopolitics, economics, not just linked to economics, linked to governmental policy ideas around economics on a macro level in the entire Western world, when some little scrunched up fucking 4-foot foreskin of a man starts saying science, you can't listen to him because he's not telling you the truth. He's duking the stats, twerking, tweaking the numbers. You know that wind can't be cheaper than gas because you have to build big bastard wind turbines that are very expensive and extremely expensive to install and decay very quickly. And funny old thing, the wind isn't always fucking blowing. I mean, again, like I keep saying, listen to your granny. It's as simple as that. Is it always windy? No. Is wind fucking energy therefore mega cheap and brilliant and reliable? No. Easy as that. Easy as that. If we could build the wind farms on a gas giant where you know there's 800-mile-an-hour hurricanes 24 hours a day, then I'd agree with them. But we can't. And on a fucking breezy day in the Cotswolds, yes, they might be able to generate some money. But when there's no wind at all, you know, when you're a kid and you want to go out and play with your kite, and your mum says, no, son, it's not windy enough, and you go, what do you know, ma? And then you go to the field and go, and it just goes straight on the floor again. Guess what? You can't power a fucking fart. That's how it works. I mean, you know, and I'm sure some woke twat could turn up in the comments now and say, oh, allow me to give you some statistics. I don't need to see them. I don't need for you to piss in my face and tell me it's raining. I know how the world works. Thank you. I know what wind is. An 8-year-old could tell you. When it's very windy, they can power your shit. When there's no wind at all, they can't. Also, I'm English, so I'm a bird lover. Those fucking things kebab more birds in a year than your average Algerian fucking street vendor. And those dirty bastards will eat anything. So there's another negative. Exactly, I didn't know that. But there you see, I didn't need to know it, did I? I didn't need to know it. This is what I keep telling you lot. You have to trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust your own brain. Trust your common dog. You don't need to know the numbers because it's just self-evidently bollocks. And when some horrible little fucking degenerate sex pest 4-foot foreskin of a man tells you, I'll tell you about science, you can't deny science, just say, jog on, dickhead. I don't care. I don't need to listen to you spitting lies from your forked tongue, you fucking little poison dwarf. If there was any justice in the world, you'd be breaking rocks in a gulag somewhere. I mean, I'm not normally one to promote the tactics of the walk, but if there was one little twat who deserves locking in a gulag, it's him. And the English version, Neil Ferger twat, that dirty, horrible little gash rat, Neil Ferger twat. Ferger twat the gash rat. He's got a cock like a fucking blind cobbler's thumb. The horrible little squealy sex pest shitbag weasel fuck. I can't believe what we've done. It's a crime against humanity. And we've talked about the numbers. Again, I hadn't seen the numbers because I was just postulated about what could possibly happen 2.5 years ago, or whenever it was that I was whinging because I've been locked in my house, walking up and down them fucking stairs every time I wanted to get a sweat on. It filled me with rage and hate. And I was just saying about 2.5 years ago, oh yeah, who's to say that the response won't kill a shitload of people? And lo and behold, what's happened? Oh yeah, they've proved me right in every conceivable way. That wasn't based off numbers. That wasn't based off science. That was based off good old common sense. If you lock millions, tens of millions of people in the houses, it's a numbers game. Bad things going to happen to them. Bad things are going to happen when you're locking them in somewhere where they're not supposed to be. And I've told you this before, just because me and my missus could handle it, because we happen to be conscientious and diligent and focused and disciplined enough to do things like, as I keep talking about, those of you that haven't been watching a long time might not know what I'm talking about, but to exercise, because I was in a fucking apartment, a shitty little apartment in Los Angeles at the time. All I could do for 8 months or however long it was when the gyms were closed was go outside my house, go over to the fucking college over the street, which was a shitty 5-story car park, and walk up and down them stairs for an hour, up, down, up, down, up, down, up and down faster than a tie hooker's knickers. It was the most annoying fucking thing I've ever done in my life, and I made myself do it for an hour a day because I couldn't just run every day. And you need to do some cardio every day because it's good for you. Well, nearly every day. Obviously, you need a couple of days off in a week. So whenever I start to calm down and relax a little bit, I just think of those fucking stairs, and it annoys me. It makes me filled with hate and rage for the people, the psychopaths, the crazy narcissistic psychopaths that have ran the world into the fucking ground for the last 10 years. So whenever I get calm, I just think of the stairs. Just think of the fucking stairs. You know, it was boastful. Up and down for an hour a day. I swear to God, it was enough to make my fucking brain explode. And just because people like me could handle it doesn't mean it was okay, because you have to worry about the weakest people in society if you're a moral person. The woke love to talk about how they're the ones who worry about everyone. They don't. They're lying. Like everything, they're lying. The lying psychopaths, they want to control people. They don't want to help people. You know what helps people? You know what really helps people? Talking about compassion. It helps people by motivating them to get out the house every day, to socialize, to do a bit of exercise, to pick a task. It can be a menial task, to get given a task and be able to achieve the task, and at the end of it feel accomplished, like you've accomplished something useful. And you know what does that for people? Going to work. You might not think you want to go to work, but you do. It's good for you. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body. It's good for your soul. It gives you a feeling of accomplishment. Makes you have a purpose in your life. You might not think you want to go to the factory and put in a shift, but trust me, you do. It's good for you. It's good for you. And this is why my argument about the compassionate left has always been. They aren't compassionate. They're liars. They hate you. They want you to be addicted to benefits, to Chicago town pizzas, to fucking scratch cards and Super King's fags and special brew. Because if you're addicted to all of that, you'll do as you're told. You'll be compliant. They own you. Your employer doesn't own you. I've always been good with my money, so I've never felt beholden to an employer. I've always told you guys this as well. Save your money. Live within your means. Live a Spartan lifestyle. Stay fit. Eat clean. Don't buy jewels. Don't buy diamonds. Don't buy nice clothes. Don't buy a fancy car. Save your money. Invest your money. Keep your money. And you've always got... Money is just fuck you tokens. That's what I like to call money. Fuck you tokens. Because I don't use it for anything else. I'm an angry man. I don't use it for fancy food, fancy booze, fancy clothes, fancy cars, jewelry, women, wine, and song. I use it to say fuck you. That's all my money's for. Because if you're really rich, you've got for infinite fuck you tokens. You want to park your car on the fucking sidewalk? There's a nice parking spot. Where? Right in the middle of the curb. That's not a parking spot. It is when you've got lots of fuck you tokens. And when you've got enough money because you're not a wanker, as soon as your boss acts like a total cunt, you can say, fuck you, I'll get another one. You're not a slave to your boss. Call you a wage slave. You're not a wage slave. You know when you're a slave? When you're a big, fat, mentally ill, weak, addicted, dull scummer, and you've been sat on your big fat ass for 14 years, and all you do is spit out weak, fat, useless children that are going to do exactly the same thing. And you're going to be a grandmother at 40 and a great-grandmother at 60 and a great-great-grandmother at 80, because all you do, scum begets scum. And that's what I'm talking about. And never let a woke cunt tell you that the left are compassionate, because all they do is lie. Great quote, Teresa. Exactly what I'm saying. But, well, not exactly, because I'm disputing the fact that you're a wage slave. You're not a wage slave. You're not a wage slave when you're working. You're getting out of the house every day. It's what the guy Robert De Niro says on A Bronx Tale, right? The people who admire the bus drivers, the bricklayers, the plumbers, the people who get out of the house every day and spend the will towards something they don't really want to do for 8 or 9 hours a day because it takes discipline and determination, and at the end of it, you earn that money and you feed your children and clothe your fucking kids and get those turkey dinosaurs into your toddler's face without having to have begged for scraps from the government's plate. And that's why the woke want your own benefits. That's why they advocated the lockdown response. This is what I keep saying. That is why the pandemic response was expressly political. That's why, you know, depending on somebody's political leanings, how they respond to a pandemic. Think about it. Think about it logically. How's that got anything to do with politics? But it has, because it's a game. It's a game. If it wasn't expressly political, knowing whether or not somebody reads The Guardian would have absolutely nothing at all to do with what they as a person think you should do about a pandemic. Nothing. So this is what I'm telling you. The conspiracy theorists were right. Of course, it's expressly political. Because at this point, it's not about health. It's not about the public health. It's not about a virus. Because you know what a Guardian reader's going to say. He's going to say, lock everyone in the house. Lock everyone in the house. Lock down longer. Lock down harder. Keep them in. Keep them in. Keep them in. Why? Why? Just think of it. Think of it. And it's nailed on by all of the things we know about personality types. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about because you've all watched Jordan Peterson's inspiring quotes and comments, haven't you? Left-wing people are naturally risk takers. It's the hyper-liberal people who just go, fuck it, I'm going to do a load of smack and go bungee jumping. That's what they do. Conservative people like me, high conscientiousness people like me, we're the ones who go to the gym a lot. Focus, go to bed early when you know you've got work the next day. Plan before you have a project to do. You don't just wait until the last minute and go, fuck it, because conservative people are supposed to be risk averse and lefty woke arseholes are meant to be risk tolerant. And it was the exact opposite in this case. So think about it. Why are the Guardian readers all of a sudden risk averse? Why? If it's not expressly political. You love taking risks. You love going to gay orgies and going bareback inside 20 sailors' arseholes. You're willing to take that risk. Oil yourself up, go to a gay disco and smash one into 11 sailors on a single night on the piss. But you're scared of the Rona. Ooh, are you fucking mental? Do you know what the risk is of going bareback at a gay orgy? It's pretty high. Think about it. Monkeypox. Who's the number one risk? Who's the number one risk at monkeypox? Well, we all know. I don't want to talk about it too much. Probably get banned. Have they shit themselves? Are all the gay men locked in the house now going, fucking hell, monkeypox, oh shit. Oh shit. Are all the Guardian readers going, fucking hell, lads, shit yourselves and run, the monkeypox is here? Are they fucked? They're still going to the gay discos and they're still tent pegging each. They're still daisy chaining round the fucking gay disco. And the same people, the Owen Joneses of the world, were the ones saying, oh my God, a version of the flu that's got a 0.001% death rate amongst the under 50s. Quick, we all have to stay. We all have to stay. If you don't think that all of the evidence I've talked about for the last half hour is proof positive that the conspiratorially minded types weren't 100% correct, I don't know what else to tell you. And I'm hoping I've avoided Suzar's fucking banhammer because I haven't talked about injections. I'm trying not to use any of the fucking words they don't like you to use. But it's just so obvious. It's just so obvious to me. So there was a half-hour tirade for you. You can have that one for now. Shall we actually do some news? I'll have to do at least one news story. Oh, what's this? If you have a computer, this game is a must-have. I just want to confirm that I don't think these things read your cookies because I've never heard of that. and I'm certainly not interested in fapping myself senseless to a fictional woman. This is one thing I don't understand. Why do millennials and these sort of Zoomer kids fap themselves senseless over these ridiculous fucking fictional birds when, like, they're already on the internet and you can just, like, at the touch of a button, see real life beautiful women showing you what the piss with. Why do you need to pretend? I don't get it. I don't get it. So that's weird. Let's get the firebugs arrested. It's Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough's always on fire, Andy. There's no sense raging against the dying of the light in Middlesbrough. Raging against the dying of the arsonist light. It's Middlesbrough. It's always on fire, Andy. Just accept it. Just accept it. Right, come on then. I'll find something on the BBC. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not interested in talking about this. How many times have I mentioned it? I'm not interested in talking about Ukraine. I couldn't give a monkey's fart. Like I said, if the game is rigged, the only thing to do is not play the game. That's what I've been advocating for fucking since it started. Who cares? Who cares? If it wasn't for the fact it's going to bankrupt the British government, I wouldn't care at all. I wouldn't give even half a fuck. But the fact that we, for some reason, keep paying for it, that's what annoys me. That's what really irritates me when we're skint. World's loneliest man dies. Don't care. Britain's disputed in between. I don't care. How come they don't put any real news on the BBC fucking homepage anymore? Dutch commando dies after shooting outside a US hotel. Well, that's what you get for going out on the piss in America. Which shithole was this in? Indianapolis. I've been there. It wasn't actually that rough. Well, you know, that poor bastard didn't have a chance because they probably didn't let him take his body armor and a GPMG when he was going out on the piss in Indianapolis. Well. 1/3 of Pakistan is underwater. Fucking hell. Apparently this is news. Aren't they always whinging about fucking drought in Pakistan? That might have been the big guy upstairs doing them a favour. They'll be sorting you guys out. And have you seen a clip of Pakistan? Probably, let's be honest, at least the fish can actually look at some interesting shit now because there's fuck all there. There's not there. So there we go. Who cares? It's not going to affect anybody anyway because 90% of them are living in fucking Bradford these days. So what are you worried for? Pakistan floods. 4 people are injured. 4 people? Yes, because all the rest of them are in Bradford. So there's no need to worry about it. The fact that we allowed Bradford to be entirely populated by them and we've been feeding them for the last 50 years should satisfy our aid requirements for Pakistan in perpetuity. We don't need to send Pakistan any money because they're all living in fucking Yorkshire. So we don't need to give Pakistan any money, do we? Happy days. So there we go. That one's fixed. Look, glad to help, lads. Glad to help. We emptied the fucking country, so nobody needs to worry about the flood. Happy days. Easy, easy. I can do this all day. I can fix the world. Who else? Sport, don't care. Don't care. So there's hardly any real news today. No one cares. Oh, look, they get their own. They get their own. China outcry after volleyballers don N95s. Is that a female team? That's probably so they could sneak a few blokes in. You know what the Chinese are like? They don't play by the rule. That fucker takes the beard off. He'll have a goatee. That'll be why the Chinese all wore their N95s. Because they are some cheating bastards, aren't they? Cheating bastards. Anthony Fauci, I only want to hear about him getting retired if they're retiring via the medium of a fucking steamroller. I don't care. Shanghai shoppers flee COVID lockdown attempt as guards trying to shut them in. It's brilliant, China, isn't it? It's brilliant. So how good is it? Whenever you read about China in the news, it's just endless misery and tyranny. Endless. And they're the ones that we're apparently copying now for sound advice on how you run a country. You couldn't make that up, could you? Every story related to China is China's awful, China's miserable, the people get treated like rats, they lock you in IKEA. I mean, fuck me, even IKEA they're locking people in. It's the welds you're in your apartment, they treat you like fucking animals. right? There's no sense of community. Everybody hates us. Everybody hates each other. You see all these videos of little children wandering around the streets without any supervision. And in China, the people are like, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. If she gets hit by a taxi, I can eat the cunt. So winner, winner, winner. It's a shocking, desolate, miserable, authoritarian place to live. And the powers that be in the Western world are using the let's go to China playbook for every single problem we have. If that doesn't tell you that these people hate you and they're doing it on purpose, I don't know what to tell you. They're doing it on purpose. They hate you. Why the fuck would you constantly go to China for tactical advice? In this day and age, they don't pick the happiest country in the world, do they? Probably one of them Scandinavian ones that didn't go balls deep on the lockdown. Sweden. Yeah, they never go to Sweden for advice. How did Sweden do it? Because are they happier in Sweden or are they happier in Shanghai? Answers on a postcard. So it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Like I said, it's on purpose. If you don't think it's on purpose, you're a lunatic. You're a mentalist. Yeah, eat the bugs. There's another one. They know what people know what they like. The governments know what we like. We like nice houses that look like, houses from the 60s, not gigantic glass fucking dildos where everybody lives in a cube. We know what everybody likes. This is why I keep telling you it's on purpose. You don't have to be a sociologist. You don't have to be an archaeologist. You don't have to be a fucking paleontologist. All you have to know is common dog. What do humans like? We know what humans like. We like getting married and we like having families and we like nice houses with picket fences and back gardens and we like being left alone and we like being able to eat what we want and listen to what we want and go where we want and do what we want. That's what we like. What don't we like? We don't like eating fucking cricket bars and cockroach paste. We don't like being told what to do all the time. We don't like living in little fucking cupboards. We don't like buildings that look like a wizard's scrotum. Fucking Roger Scruton used to talk about. You don't have to be an architectural expert to know that people like York Minster. They like St. Paul's Cathedral. They like fucking Winston Churchill's house. They like things that look old and nice and architecturally sound. They like old buildings and thatched roofs, and they don't like big glass dildos and fucking little shitty cube apartments made out of glass, big glass metal abortions. We know what people like and we know what people don't like. And the powers that be are doing everything they know you hate all the time and going, it's because we love you. It's because we love you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I feel like a battered spouse. I feel like a skinny fucking woman who's going out with a big fat truck driver and every morning he punches my fucking face in with a knuckle duster and then says, it's all done out of love, you cunt. If you don't think it's all being done on purpose now, you're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. They know what we like and they know what we hate. You do, I do, the kids do. A 12-year-old knows what people like and what they hate. And the people running the world do all the shit we hate. All the time. Eat the bugs. Oi, lesbian, suck the cock. Suck the cock or you're a bigot. You lesbian. Do it. Do that. You'll love it. You'll fucking love it, you bigoted bitch. You'll love it. Eat the cricket paste. Live in the glass cube. If you're gay, fuck a woman. If you're a lesbian, suck some blokes off. That'll make you happy. You won't own anything. That'll make you happy. People fucking love not owning anything. People love that. Klaus said it himself, innit? That's not a conspiracy theory. He went on telly. You will own nothing and you will be happy. I know a bloke who doesn't own anything. He's called Yozza. He lives in the fucking Middlesbrough bus station and he stinks of shit. He doesn't own anything. Is he happy? Again, you don't need to be a statistician. You just need to use some common dog. Think of the only person you know or one of the people you know who doesn't own anything and see if he's happy. See if he's happy. Go and find him. He's probably wanking outside of school or crying whilst drinking meths on a bench covered in shit. Yeah? Go and find him. See if he's happy. See if he's happy. The bloke who owns nothing. So like I said, it's fucking bollocks. They're doing it on purpose. They know what you like and they know what you hate. And all they do every time is do what you hate. Trudeau is probably one of the worst in the entire Western world. He knows what Canadians like and he knows what Canadians hate. And all he fucking does every single time is make them do shit they don't like. Oh, you want to feed your kids? How about you feed these 12 Somalian blokes? We're putting them all up in the Hilton, you cunt. You can't afford to pay your heating bills. We're putting them lads in the Hilton who you've never met, you don't know from Adam, and you don't fucking like because you have nothing in common with. And we're going to just do that because it'll make you happy. It'll make you happy because it fucking will. Because it will. No one else that will make you happy. Nailing your testicles to the kitchen table. Here's a hammer and a rusty fucking nail. Go on, do it. Nail your fucking ball sack to the kitchen table with this rusty fucking nail. And I'm telling you, you'll be happy. You will be happy. Nails a testicle to the table and you will be happy. Fucking do one. Do one. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm sick of people denying what is self-evident to anybody who the gods gave a fucking brains of a goose. It's so fucking obvious. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's enough. I've had enough. I've had enough for one day. Just to let you know, I'm back in good health. I'll pre-record something. I'll pre-record something tomorrow. I promise. That'll make me do it. I'll think of something and I'll do it. Because, yeah, as someone pointed out, every time I get to almost 11K, YouTube take another 50 subs off me. They do it on purpose. They're trying to wind me up. But apparently I need to make more videos to at least attempt to crawl with all the speed of a striking slug across the 11K mark. So I'll do something tomorrow. All right? Anyway, that's a good cup of tea, that. Looks like oxtail soup, how it's meant to. Right, all right, ladies and gents. Well done, Blue Van Manny, 850K. Fucking hell. Crawled up to that as well, didn't you? As soon as you started getting political, mate, they started fisting you. You know what they're like. You know what they're like. Right, anyway, all right. But there's some things more important than money. There's some things more important than money and subscribers and fame. You know what's more important than any of it? The fucking truth. The truth. And I'll keep telling it. I don't care what that raddled spunk Bowser in fucking Silicon Valley has to say about it. I'll keep doing it. All right. Cheers, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. No, I won't. Live stream on Wednesday. But I'll make a video tomorrow. All right. Cheers, lads. See you later. Bye.